Good afternoon to you. Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane Pro and HD video discussion on Invest Area 91L off the southeast coast. What the heck does that mean? Well, basically when there's an area of disturbed weather, as we have now with this system off the southeast coast, it's nice to not have to keep calling it a system off the southeast coast. So once it reaches a certain point, which is kind of arbitrary, the Hurricane Center refers to a system, a disturbance, if you will, as an invest area, or an area of investigation is the way I look at it. And then it gets a number, 90 through 99, and the letter L for Atlantic. If it was in the Eastern Pacific, they also get numbers 90 through 99, and the letter E for Eastern Pacific, whatever. So that's why it's called 91L. When was 90L? I said 90 through 99. We've already had 90. Well, that was way back in January, believe it or not, when we had Hurricane Alex way back in January, if you can remember that. Yes, it's true. So that's why they call it 91L. So what's going on with it? Well, not much. 10% chance of development over the next couple of days, 50% over the next 5 days. Basically what we have here is an area of cloudiness and showers, etc. over the western Atlantic. You can see that very clearly right here. This is a stalled frontal boundary, an old boundary from the cold front that came through recently. And this acts as a little bit of a focusing mechanism along this boundary, air coming together. Surface pressure is just a little bit lower here than elsewhere. And then you have this upper level trough, which I'll show you a better picture of in a moment. And what the computer models are suggesting is that something might try to develop from this system and head up towards the southeast coast. But I'm going to show you it doesn't look very interesting at all, to be honest with you. But we want to analyze it and make sure you know the facts. And so part of that would be sea surface temperatures. We look for things that are maybe for or against development, and sea surface temperatures are warm enough in this region here where the system 91L is located. 26 degrees Celsius is typically what we look for. Even this sort of greenish color, I guess you can call that greenish, 25 degrees Celsius in there, and that's roughly warm enough for something like this. It's not a true tropical system. It's trying to develop from sort of a lesser expected area of seedling, if you will. Usually you see tropical waves come off Africa, big bundles of heat and energy that it seems that their purpose is to try to develop into something eventually. Whereas this is more of an interaction between two different weather systems trying to create a surface low pressure area. It's very complex, and so the sea surface temperatures aren't quite as critical, especially since this would be in the formative stage. Upper ocean heat content, another parameter to look at, is decent in this area. It's certainly beyond, it's not non-existent, you know, like way up here in the subtropical Atlantic where the waters are still cold. So there's enough upper ocean heat content, and the skin of the water is warm enough. So that's, you know, a check mark in the pro column for development. But looking at the bigger picture, here is that trough interacting with this frontal boundary through here. This is the east coast of the United States. Over here there's Florida, for example, and so you have a lot of dry air sitting in here, more moist on the south and east side of it, strong upper level winds throughout the region, as you can see here from this great product from the University of Wisconsin. Wind shear a little bit lower to the north and west of this trough, sort of inside the base, if you will. And, you know, there's just not much going for the system, to be honest with you. It's an interesting feature, but the wind shear tendency even shows, yeah, there's a small window of opportunity here between the trough and the boundary, the frontal boundary, and the southeast coast of the United States. So what it all boils down to, if we look at the GFS, the Global Forecast System model, and we go through the next several days, this is the area right here represented in the model. This is the 5-day plot from 12Z today. So this is basically this morning's run. And just watch what happens. You see over the course of the next couple of days here, we're at about 48 hours now, just a little bit of a curvature to the precipitation pattern and the isobars here. You know, that's really nothing at all to worry about. Surface pressures, hey, there's 1024 millibars not far from Bermuda. Good Bermuda high pressure in control. So no, this is nothing to really worry about, just kind of a weak system that tries to head its way towards the southeast coast here over the weekend. Not even really a closed low-pressure area. 10-16 millibars here off the coast of Florida. That's really nothing to worry about. So that's what I wanted to show you. We don't talk about just the big hurricanes that might be coming at you. We want to show you and explain even why something doesn't look promising to develop. After all, especially this weekend, it is important with Memorial Day weekend coming up. We don't need anything spoiling our outdoor plans, etc., and it's an important weekend for our country. So, you know, the nicer the weather, the better. I think everybody would agree with that. All right. I'll talk about this again tomorrow in case there are any changes and just to give you an update. But for now, that's all I have. I am Mark Sudduth for HurricaneTrack.com. That's my website. And, of course, for Hurricane Pro in HD, have a good rest of your Wednesday, and I'll be back tomorrow with more.